was getting on.
Interrupt me at any point. Let's take a look at the pictures here. You guys can actually see the building known as Times Square #2. That's where the Coca-Cola company has advertised in and around since 1908. Then up here, you guys are going to be able to see Times Square #1, and that's where the ball drops every New Year's Eve. Over 1 million people crowd these streets to watch that New Year's Eve celebration every single year. Over on your right-hand side, this is MTV Studios. And then over on the left-hand side, this is going to be Toys R Us. Toys R Us on the left-hand side here is the largest toy store on Earth.
We got rid of the MTV.
110,000 square feet with a toy store with a 60-foot Ferris wheel in the middle. This toy store that you're going to see over here also has a life-size T-Rex running around on the 3rd floor. Tons of cool stuff like that to see. Take a look on our right-hand side. These were the old MTV studios here. And then we'll get you guys up to this place on the left. See where these tickers are over here? That's going to be the studios for Good Morning America. Good Morning America on the left-hand side over here is where that show, but also the nightly news with Diane Sawyer is done at these studios over here. Now this is that you guys are seeing known as Longacre Center. It was known as that. This was the place where you came for all the livestock exchange. Today, you guys can find, it is Times Square. It was changed the name in 1902 when the New York Times actually moved into this building where the ball drops every New Year's Eve. Alright, on the right-hand side, this is the Hard Rock Cafe. The Hard Rock Cafe, I don't think I have it pointing on chain restaurants, but this one sits in the building that's known as the Paramount Building. It's where Frank Sinatra got famous singing with the Tommy on the radio. We're also going to see up here the subway station. This subway station ties together 11 train lines total on our left-hand side. More than any other train station in the city. This is the largest one. I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but it's over 750 miles. Alright, now what we're going to be seeing here, obviously we got Macy's on our left-hand side. When we get to this intersection, we are going to see the Empire State Building to our left. This is the tallest building in New York City. Started construction in 1929, finished in 1931. 18 months is all it took to build the building we're about to see here on the left-hand side. That's pretty amazing when you consider how slowly compared to that construction goes today. Alright, let's see the left-hand side over here. There it is. Empire State Building. We'll see some more of that in just a moment. But first, Madison Square Garden. This is where you can find championship boxing. This is where Ali Frazier 1 happened. This is where professional wrestling gets done. This is where you guys can find everything from, the New York Liberty to the New York Rangers. This is where the New York Knicks attempt to play basketball. All of that happens here at Madison Square Garden, but what you may not know is that what is beneath Madison Square Garden is infinitely more important to the city of New York, and that's Penn Station. Penn Station, where you can catch a train from this point right here to anywhere else in the continental United States. Now let's take a look behind us, and you get another great view of the Empire State Building. Now the reason they were able to build it so quick was they went during the Great Depression. They had a bunch of people who were out of work and thus did not mind becoming a mason or a carpenter or something along those lines. And when we continue up here, we're going to take a right-hand turn and get you guys down toward the old location of Madison Square Garden. Now, before I show you this post office up here, this post office on the left side of the street is what Penn Station used to look like because it was built at the same time as Penn Station. They were supposed to be twin buildings on either side of the street. This post office over here was a name that confuses a lot of people. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but you guys know the answer to this riddle? What weighs more? All the trees that are cut down to create U.S. currency in 1 year, or all the trains that pass through Grand Central Station in a month. We're looking at the Empire State Building now. 26 floors to it here, and what we're going to be seeing is the 86th floor observation deck and the 102nd floor observation deck. Is there anybody going to the Empire State Building today? Yeah, it's. Well, we're going to take a look to the left, and we'll be able to see the old MetLife building that's coming up on our left-hand side. Now, this is Madison Square Park. Ahead of us, that's the Flatiron Building. If it looks familiar to you, it should for anybody that saw you in the Spider-Man movies. That's going to be the Daily Bugle and all those. There's also going to be a statue down here of a man named William Seward. Anybody know who William Seward was? He did. He bought Alaska. People thought he was stupid when he did it. They called it Seward's Folly or Seward's Icebox. Turns out, it became our 49th state where we get a lot of our natural resources. So other than the Louisiana Purchase, you could argue one of the most important land grabs in U.S. history. Over here on the left, a statue of him sitting cross-legged in the park here. Alright? Now, if you guys would, look to your left-hand side. You see him sitting in the park. Now, if I didn't tell you that story of William Seward, what would you think that was a statue of? What does that look like? Over there. See him? Yes, it does look like Lincoln. Do you know why it looks like Lincoln? Because it used to be a statue of Lincoln. They just lopped off the head and stuck William Seward's head on there. So the guy responsible for our 49th state got a recycled statue, true story.